Welcome to my channel. I'm Evelyn if you've never been here before, and if you have been here, welcome back. I am so excited about this video. I have been asked so many times, how do I edit my Instagram? And it's super difficult to answer that question through DMs, so I figured here we go, let's make this video. And so the big announcement is I am finally selling my presets, and I am so excited. So go ahead and check that out in my description. I'm going to be teaching you guys how I edit all of my Instagram photos. I usually only use my computer, so this video is going to be only kind of like how I do it on a desktop. And then I'm going to do another version because I do sometimes do it on a phone, but I feel like they're super similar, and so making it all in one video is just a lot and very redundant. So I'm gonna go ahead and do two different versions. So if you wanna use your phone or if you wanna use your laptop, you can go ahead and just view a very detailed description of how I do that. So for this video, I'm gonna start off with explaining kind of what Lightroom is, because that is what I use. I literally just use Lightroom for all of my filters. I use my filter on every single photo that you see on my Instagram. So first of all, I wanna go ahead and explain what options you have for Lightroom. Lightroom is something you do have to purchase. It is a desktop editing system, and you can use it on your phone. You can use Lightroom on your phone for free, but you wouldn't necessarily get all the features, and you would need a subscription to connect it to your computer and then use the same filter and all that stuff. But if you did want to use Lightroom, the app on its own, you could go ahead and do that. So the two different kind of Lightrooms is Lightroom CC and then Lightroom Classic CC. Lightroom CC is a subscription. You pay $9.99. That's the starting price for the use of this application on your desktop/phone. You get to see the images that you're editing both on your desktop and your phone, and they're syncing, and you can copy and paste all of the filters through each photo, which is amazing. But I didn't want to pay $120 a year and never own this product. So what I did is I bought Lightroom Classic CC, which is $144 roughly online, but that's just it. You pay one time, you own the app, you own the editing software forever. And I prefer that, $144 one time, than $120 a year. Not for me. And so I bought the whole entire thing in whole, and so now I get to own it. And the only downside is that I don't get the application syncing with the desktop version, which is fine with me because I edit either on the phone or on my computer, and then I airdrop my photos. So really that doesn't really matter to me. Also, you don't get every single function that you would as a subscription owner, but also I've researched the things that I'm missing out on, and it's not things that really matter to me. I still get to use everything that I want to be using to edit my photos. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a visual on how I edit on the desktop. It should be pretty simple. I'm gonna try my best to explain it. So yeah, let's get started. Let's get started. So the first thing that I do is I will go ahead and look through my presets. So there is Peachy, Peachy 2, Peachy 3, Peachy 4, and Peachy 5. And I will select whichever one I think goes best with an individual photo. For this one, I like Peachy 04 because it creates a very bright and fun feel for the summery type of photo. The first thing I always do is I look at the temperature. Does this temperature match my feed? The way that I do that is I go ahead and I will find a reference photo, and I will put it on the side, and I will compare the two. If they don't match, I will always create more of a peachy temperature, which is a warmer tone, and I'll bring it up pretty high. Obviously, you can tell my skin got extremely crazy, so I will go ahead, come down here to the luminance. This is an HSL wheel, color wheel. You can go ahead and change every single color to whatever you want it to be. If you want a green to be brighter or darker or saturated, less saturated, or even change the color of that specific color, you can do that with the hue right over here. You can do so. For this, I'm just gonna go ahead and luminance my skin a little bit brighter so it looks more of a normal skin color. Sometimes I will mess with saturation just to make sure it doesn't look too crazy orange. And right there looks pretty good. Then I will go back up to the photo, and I always mess with my shadows because I create a very, like, 100% shadows on my photos because I like how bright it creates my photos to be. But if your photo looks a little weird with my preset, that's the first thing you should mess with, is maybe lower it and create you know, more of contrast, because I do not like to add contrast to my photo. That's the next thing I want to mention. I always lower my contrast because I think that it creates a more soft and delicate look. So I always make sure my contrast is at -100. Therefore, to create any contrast or darkness to the shadows, I'll lower shadows or I'll mess with the blacks to create more of a contrast, but without it being too harsh, because I think the contrast just creates a harshness that I don't want on my photos. So after I go ahead and balance everything out, I make sure my clarity is a little bit bumped up. So right now it's at 19 right over here, which is perfect for this image. And the last thing I always do to my photos is I use this brush tool right here. And you can go ahead and select whatever effect you want, and you can put it on whatever part of the photo that you want. For me, it's always sharpness. I bump it up pretty high. I click right here where it says Show Selected Mask Overlay. That is so I know exactly where I'm painting. It creates like a little redness so I can see where I'm painting. I'll go ahead and I always do that to myself, so I pop out of the photo as the subject. And for this one, I want to go ahead and pop out the fruit so it stands out with me. Once I do that, I will take off that again, and there you go. I'm sharper and I stand out. You can go ahead and see before and after with this little button here. And that is perfect. That is exactly what I do on my desktop. That's usually all I do. And then I will go ahead and export it right here. Export with previous. Use unique name. Now it's in my hard drive. I will go ahead and I will airdrop it to my phone. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you now the part of my phone. It's not a lot, honestly, and eventually I want to do a different video explaining the different apps that I use and what I use them for. But for right now, just to keep this video kind of like to the point, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I do once I airdrop this image to my phone before posting it on Instagram. So honestly, it's really simple. I will go ahead and use the app called Unum. Not sure how you pronounce that, but that's how I pronounce it. And I'll go ahead and open that app up, which is how I plan my Instagram feed, because I am very particular as to like where I want my photos so it all works together. So I will go ahead and upload that image that I just edited onto that app to see where I should place it in my feed. As you can tell, I kind of just will go ahead and play around. Usually what I do with my feed is I will go every other photo, either more on the warmer side or more on the bluer side. So I don't know if you can see it, but if I have like greenery into the image, then the next photo will be more of a warmer tone. Then the next one will be either more greenery or blue. So since this one is a blue image and I just posted this image right here, I don't want them to be next to each other because they're both on the cooler side. So I'll take this one right here, which is a warmer image, and I will play around with it till I like it. And this one's warmer, so I'll put it like that. So it kind of blends in a little more and has more of a flow, which makes me happy because I'm OCD. So that's pretty much all I do. I'll plan where I want to post it, and then once I'm about to post it, I will open up Instagram, and the last thing I do is that I will go ahead and use the edit tool on Instagram and use the sharpen tool, and I bump that up to like almost 48 or more sometimes, because that creates more of a sharper and almost like an HD type feel to the image on Instagram. And then that's it. I will go ahead and post it, and that's honestly it. That's all I usually do. I will go ahead and make another video of how I do it on my phone, so stay alert for that. I feel like my method always changes, so this is just what I do right now. I hope that you guys could take something from this video. If you don't buy my presets, I hope that you can still go ahead and use this video as a reference to how you want to edit your photos, because even if you do use another preset, you can go ahead and use my tips and tricks from this video, like what I do with contrast, shadows, and all that stuff, and apply it to a different preset. And then even with that, you can still create an image very similar to mine. So don't forget to subscribe for videos every 2 weeks. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, and all of the information like links and things like that for Lightroom will all be in the description bar. So that's all. If you have any questions that I did not answer in this video, go ahead and send me a DM or comment below. See you guys on the next one. Bye.